No, it's been tremendous to be in the position that we're in right now.
You're running it up on them, 9-0, baby.
It's a huge opportunity to play against TCU.
Tell me what you know about me.
Effort! You're held to that standard, you understand me?
If we can win this, then it'll keep us relevant for the big prize at the end.
It's game time. Let's go, baby.
They're not going to give up. We're going to have to take it from them.
Welcome back to the heart of Texas for a crucial Big 12 matchup. Tonight, you're going to see an absolute treat because the first time all season we will see 2,000-yard running backs on the same field facing off against each other. These are two dynamic players. Kirk, as you mentioned, Bijan Robinson is unique. Steve Sarkisian said, one, he's phenomenal. Two, his ball skills are elite. We'll get him in space to make plays. But Kendre Miller is not far behind. Also 12 touchdowns. His coaches say his rare speed and flexibility make him unique. Guys, buckle up. We're about to have some great running back play tonight. Giddy up.
Looking forward to Miller overshadowed, but he's run for a touchdown in 10 straight games, and he totes it for 6.6 a carry. This is an environment that's pretty new. This hasn't been like this through the decades. Considered kind of a jaded crowd often. They are fired up and hoping the Longhorns can seize this moment. Texas won the toss and deferred, so we'll see TCU's offense on the field. Goldstone, freshman, will kick it away. And Darius Davis, the dangerous speedster, 6 career returns for touchdown, one of them via the kickoff. And he'll have a chance from the 6. Davis cannot get the edge, and the Longhorn coverage team swarms him at the 10-yard line. So Max Duggan backed up at the 10-yard line. What a story he has been, making his 38th start. Comes from Iowa. He was benched preseason, lost his job at camp, and then Chandler Morris was injured in the opener. Duggan comes back, and he has just dug in and played with great resolve and toughness, which he's known for.
Yeah, his 4th year playing. Incredible that he loses the job with a new coaching staff to Chandler Morris and ends up getting an opportunity with an injury to get back. And now, like you said, 38 start, team is 4th in the nation, and here he is in Austin, a place he's familiar with competing in.
Gets it right out to Davis on the edge, a couple of blocks. You notice that 24-2 TD-INT ratio. That's Caleb Williams-like.
Yeah, and there were big questions about Quentin Johnston tonight. He had an ankle against Texas Tech. Would he play? A lot of people were speculating that he would try to give it a go. We're going to keep a close eye on him. He's obviously out in the field, and he is their vertical threat. They love to get the ball downfield, and he's the main target at 6'4".
And 2nd and 5, Duggan from the pocket zips it incomplete. And Johnston is so long, and for a 6'4" guy is explosive. The Chick-fil-A impact players, of course, we talked about Miller and Johnston.
Yeah, and Miller, of course, because they have a balanced attack, they've got to be able to run the ball. And then Johnston downfield. Ford is an incredible leader, becoming the guy, number 41, in the middle of this defense, and Ryan Watts, the Ohio State transfer. They put him into the boundary often. These corners going to have to hold up one-on-one, and he leads them as their top corner.
An early 3rd and 5. And that crowd noise is real. The Texas students are down there at the end of the stadium. And it's an uncomfortable
start. Number
start for this offensive line.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd
It's
down.
the 2-year starter, Andrew Coker. It's a very good offensive line for TCU.
It is, but as you know, we see it every week. Last week we were in Death Valley. It was Alabama's edge offensive lineman out on the edges of tackles. Sonny Dykes knew they worked with all week to deal with the crowd, but you get out on the edge. Any college football game, you're always intrigued to see in this kind of scene how the offensive tackles, especially on 3rd down, can they avoid that flinch to try to get a little hurry up to get out there to protect their quarterback.
On 3rd and 10, Longhorns bring 4. Plenty of time for Duggan, who throws low and behind Miller, who's coming out of the backfield, and it's a quick 3-and-out for TCU.
They get him to 3rd down, and instead of blitzing, you can see a little twist up front, but they're able to sit back, keep their eyes on Duggan, playing some zone, little matchup underneath, drop a couple safeties, really take everything away. And you could see Byron Murphy, I think, get a hand on that ball. Actually, it was Big 93, Sweat, that knocked that ball down where Millie couldn't make the play. So Texas takes advantage of that poor field position.
And punt is away. Xavier Worthy talented big play wide receiver comes up and makes the fair catch. And look at the field position for the Longhorns at the 42.
Yeah, the punt almost blocked. A good job by Sandy here. Let's see if he was touched. He immediately went to the ground because of how close. Yeah, I don't think there was any contact. I think he went right underneath. There's a progressive pylon cam. Yeah, he went right underneath, but his instincts as a punter, of course, told him to go down. But for fans, everybody remembers special teams, how important they are. Kickoff coverage, a punt. Now you start your first drive in plus territory.
Robinson, of course, in the pistol. And they fake it to him. Ewers flips it along the sideline. A long throw is broken up beautifully by Trey Hodges-Tomlinson, the nephew of LT.
Well, I think Ewers took one extra hitch, which makes this ball late and affects the timing. Remember, he's a young guy. Throw it now, put it out in front of Worthy. He easily gets separation. He easily gets over the corner who had dropped underneath Bradford. It's an easy throw, but just an extra hitch, a little bit late, a little bit behind.
Robinson on 2nd and 10. Falls forward for just a few yards. Hodges-Tomlinson is 5'9", but he's got a 41 vertical. He's so physical at the line, and he's got great technique. He's fun to watch play that position.
Oh, he really is. I mean, there are so many athletes tonight. They're going to be playing out in space. And Tomlinson is, as you say, a bit undersized, but twitchy. It was interesting listening to their coaches tell us that, you know, he had the hamstring in the spring, new coaching staff, he had an ankle in camp, still kind of working his way back to being who he's capable of being as a corner.
Now a 3rd and 7 run around the end. It's Roshan Johnson, the vocal leader of this team, part of a great 1-2 punch along with Bijan Robinson, and it's 4th down, and Sark's got the offense on the field.
Yeah, Sark runs the football here knowing that it's 4-down territory. He's trying to pick up obviously the 1st down, but at least some positive yards, get him to 4th and short. It's exactly where he is here. Why not take that chance at the 35-yard line on your opening possession?
Both talented tailbacks in the game to the right of Ewers here. And a direct snap to Bijan Robinson, who's not going to get there. The Horned Frogs stand him up and stone him right at the line of scrimmage. Shad Banks, who's filling in for D. Winters, who's out the first half because of targeting, helped make the play with Joy Hodge.
Yeah, he came in and cleaned it up, but I want you to watch Hodge right here. It's 4th and short. Not surprised at all with the direct snap. Look at him get downhill in a hurry. Takes on the block, and then he's able to get off of that block and rally to the football. Exceptional job by Jamoy Hodge on this play here early in this game.
So Texas cannot cash in on good field position. Horned Frogs take over at the 34. TCU's offense, 15 50-yard plays, the most in FBS. Duggan has 14 deep shot touchdown passes, but the Longhorns have been great at stopping them. So it's an interesting matchup here.
It is, and of course in his conference, a lot of 3-3-5 stacks, meaning you get a lot of one-on-one opportunities, and see if TCU can make the most of them and see if Texas can hold up in coverage.
Miller on the reverse. Tay Barber, a long way to run, and he's bumped out of bounds after a short gain. Gufu got him now. He lost a couple.
If you're not familiar with this Texas defense, like a lot of schemes, 2nd year, Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, they're starting to understand. He said the real strength of this defense is the up front. Defensive tackles. They'll rotate 6 guys, all right around 320 pounds that can move. That last play you saw Coburn on the run.
Miller, powerful run. Going to the 37, DeAndre Coburn, the big dude with a big personality, got him to the ground.
Yeah, he's just chasing a guy out of bounds. Now he makes a play where he's supposed to in the pit. One of the great personalities in college football, right there. Anybody looking to hire a guy for TV? There's 99. That's your guy. What a great. We had so much fun visiting with Sark and his players and coaches. Great folks here.
Texas trying to get off the field again quickly. Horned Frogs need 7 on this 3rd down. No blitz. And Duggan has the pocket collapse around him, and he's dropped for a loss. It's Baron Sorrell with his 5th sack of the season.
the power, that's usually how they end up getting home, because they don't have, at this point with the recruiting, the guys that can win with speed, but they have the power. And there you see Sorrell, as Chris mentioned, just pushing that offensive tackle right back into the face, Coker into the quarterback. So good job of getting a push in the middle, nowhere to step up, and then the edges collapse right on top of Duggan.
Defense that leads the nation in quarterback pressures gets to Duggan for the first time, and this time they do hit the punter, and the flag comes out. Rush that time got a little too close. Jordy Sandy, the 29-year-old Aussie punter.
Like Crawford might have gone airborne there. There's a couple flags down.
One back where the punter was run into, and then one nearer the line of scrimmage. Texas has blocked one punt this year. Believes they can make some decisive plays in special teams tonight. Keaton Crawford is the guy that went for it. A little too aggressive. Of course, if it's the 15-yard variety, it's the automatic first down.
They clearly saw something on their film study where they wanted to go after these punts. First two punts, they have been airborne, trying to come up with a big break early in this game.
Jeff Banks, the special teams coordinator for Texas. So trying to sort this out.
You have a flag, obviously, where the roughing occurred, but then another 20 yards down the field, there's a flag.
There are two fouls on the play, both on the receiving team. Running into the kicker, number 21, receiving team, that penalty is declined. Holding, number 91, receiving team, that penalty will be enforced at the end of the kick. First down, Texas.
So it was not the 15-yard personal foul for roughing the kicker. Sonny doesn't like that.
I thought it was roughing. Bill, I'd love to hear what you think.
I thought he took him out pretty solid. I would have gone roughing the kicker.
You would have gone roughing.
I would have gone roughing on that.
Here's a great look here.
Yeah, he's kind of blocked in a position where he twists around and knocks Sandy down.
Again, Sandy's second time, he starts falling before Crawford even hit him. I don't know if that sometimes hurts a punter or not.
It does, but at the same time, that block didn't change his path to the kicker. If a path is changed, then you're going to get off the hook.
The holding penalty, though, on Texas backs them up, costs them a chance at much better field position, and they'll begin from the 20. Penalties have been a problem for this Texas team, big time. Roschon Johnson in the quarterback position. He gets the direct snap this time, and he tries to run right and fares no better than Robinson did on the fourth down play.
Great discipline from this TCU defense. Hodges Tomlinson coming on a corner blitz, able to set the edge, get underneath the potential block there by Christian Jones. And then these linebackers are just flying downhill right now.
Johnny Hodges is the top tackler on this defense. He's a grad transfer from Navy, and as you'd expect with an academy player, he just plays hard relentlessly every snap.
Great discipline. And, you know, they knew they've been challenged all week. You got Bijan Robinson. Everybody's saying he's the best back in the country. We think we got a good one. Let's get after him.
Off the play action, Ewers flips it over the middle, and it's airmailed over the hands of Xavier Worthy. He was wide open.
They took a chance and brought some pressure. They picked it up. You see pressure coming this way from the backers. Drop the edge players. Got a one-on-one. Got to make that throw. Even though you got the pressure, and he does. He makes the right choice on who to throw the football to. That's his go-to man, Worthy. Just goes right through his hands. He thought he exactly what he wanted with a one-on-one matchup to Xavier Worthy.
Both offenses dealing with third and longs tonight. This is 3rd and 10 for Texas. Ewers is going to be smacked to the ground. That was Dylan Horton, the leader of that defensive line. That Frogs front is roaring early.
Yeah, it's a true freshman right here at right guard out here in this atmosphere, going up against a really talented, explosive pass rusher, the best that they have to offer in Dylan Horton. And I don't even think Ewers saw him. He got in there so quickly. Great job of pressuring by TCU without having to blitz there on 3rd down. And they're going to attack these two true freshmen, the right guard, Hudson, and the left tackle, Banks.
So 4 possessions, no first downs so far in the football game. Daniel Trejo on to boot it away, not particularly deep. And it's TCU, which will begin a possession in plus territory. Fair catch made at the 49 after a 35-yard punt.
The Venture X card from
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Gary Patterson, TCU legend, on the Texas side as a consultant to Steve Sarkisian. We'll talk about that more later on. But new sheriff so far in the Big 12. Here comes Sheriff Sonny from SMU to TCU. They start 9-0 for the first time since that great 2010 Rose Bowl season. Trying to lock up all these folks. They've stolen wins from those 4 conference teams. And now look at Kirby, Ryan Day, and Harbaugh on the wanted poster, sitting there at number 4 in the first edition of the rankings. Very inspired work by the team there.
Well, I'll tell you what else he's doing. He's working the officials over. The entire TV timeout, he had the officials over there.
Duggan, low throw to Barber, who goes down and catches it off the grass, but he loses it by a yard.
I'm telling you, it was 2.5 minutes. 2.5 minutes of discussion. Then he turns on, watch this. What do you want some of this? He went after him too.
And no surprise, they did not change their mind about the reffing the
No, I asked Bill. I mean, they took it for a while there.
Man, these quarterbacks, Kirk, have really been harassed and hit hard in the first 6 minutes of this game.
Yep.
Both Duggan and Ewers under consistent pressure. Here comes Texas with the blitz. Hit as he throws and bounces it in there as a flag in the offensive line pit. That was Barron on the pressure from the star position.
Personal foul, hands to the face, number 90. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
You got big Byron Murphy. It's pretty violent in there in the pit tonight.
Yeah, you got pressure on the outside by Sorrell, but what you mentioned, the blitz from the nickel, Jahdae Barron. But look right here is where that pressure, where they eventually made the call on the hands to the face by Murphy, just to the left side there. He's trying to fight to get in there. That would have been a big play on 2nd and long. Would have set up a 3rd long, but instead a first down for TCU.
Ball moved to the Longhorns 35. Miller hit backfield and dropped for a loss. And then Sorrell had the sack moments ago. These defensive fronts, Kirk, coming downhill in a hurry.
Yeah, Sorrell's having a big night. Watch how they take a little zone read, take the back, and you got the safety there, 23, that's there for the quarterback. He read right away that the ball's in the hands of the running back. So, boy, an aggressive front by Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, so far in these first 3 possessions.
Duggan under pressure again and knocked down. And that's Sorrell, who cannot be blocked at the moment.
No, he's on a mission tonight. Every single time, he's just too much for this offensive line. Remember, true freshman, young players all across this field, and the veterans are stepping up and emerging. Sorrell, 6'4", 258 pounds. He's only a sophomore, but looks like he's playing in a different gear from everything you've watched all year. He's showing some great quickness, not just the power.
It's an offensive line that's experienced, accomplished, wants to be the personality of the team. DeMercado in the game for Miller takes the flip and gets back to the 36-yard line, brought down by Barron. But the Texas pass rush blowing up that drive.
Yeah, and you don't blame Garrett Riley, who said, you know, let's try to slow him down, try to get the screen, especially on 3rd down and long, try to get a back out in space.
We're going to go for it here on 4th and 10, apparently. Dykes does not like field goals, and this would be a very long one. Who's going to block Sorrell this time?
He's right here on the edge. 88.
Got to hurry. Play clock at 2. And they just let it expire. Sonny Dykes did not spend a timeout, which would lend the idea that he's going to bring on the punt team now. It's 4th and 15.
And just like college football, we expected a shootout. Every possession, someone's going to be scoring. Who has the ball last, kind of a game. And here we are. TCU took this ball in plus territory, like Texas on their first series. And now they got a punt. Texas ended up going for it when they got into plus territory. And TCU starts at the 49-yard line, and they got to punt the football.
They did pick up the first down of this game, but squandered good field position again. Worthy waiting at the 7-yard line. And Sandy, who's very good at booting the ball high and forcing fair catches. Teams rarely return his punts, and that is perfect execution. The sideways bounce is down at the 1-yard line. Jordan Hudson on the special teams play. Ewers and company way backed up here in Austin.
This past year, we've all let.
Crisp in Texas tonight, 48 degrees. Is the Goodyear blimp provides aerial coverage, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. AT&T 5G Skycam zooming over this sellout crowd. AT&T 5G Skycast streaming on the ESPN app and ESPN3. So Ewers and the Longhorns offense backed up at the 1. Robinson, very hard to stop him at the line of scrimmage, but the Frogs are very keyed in on him, as you'd expect.
Again, we're halfway, a little bit more than halfway through this first quarter, and it's about the defense and special teams. You know, field position, flipping the field. Texas early had the advantage with a couple series, and then after the penalty on the punt return, Texas has been back these last couple of series. So defense and special teams.
Just like we thought, Kirk, the first 18 plays producing 1 combined total yard. That was being facetious. No one would expect this. Robinson, kind of an awkward handoff as Ewers had to reach to get him the football, and he again is stopped right at the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and long coming up.
Tell you what's impressive too with TCU. You mentioned Banks a little earlier, Shadrack Banks stepping in for D. Winters. D. Winters is the leader of this defense, the guy that makes it go on the inside. You would really think if they were flying around and playing like this, they would have him. He's out for the first half because of a targeting call in the last game against Tech. He sits out the first half and will play in the 3rd quarter. But they're doing a good job of holding up without him so far.
Ewers from the end zone across the middle, and it's dropped. That's another drop for this Texas receiving corps. It was the tight end, Jatavian Sanders, is a very good one.
And their 2 best receivers, their go-to guys, Worthy and Sanders, to your point, on drops. What a call. Safeties split. The middle is wide open. The ball's a little low, but Sanders is so gifted. That's a ball that he typically 9 out of 10 times, 10 out of 10 times, you would think he makes that catch, and that's an easy first down. Instead, they're punting from the back of their own end zone.
So between the drops and the pass rush, neither offense able to do anything so far. Trejo punts it, and the fair catch not made. Davis tries to make something happen. He'll be chased down and slung down at the 45-yard line. Keelan Robinson, the ex-Alabama running back on special teams, making the tackle. Todd McShay joining us for his perspective on these guys tonight and beyond.
Yeah, and Quentin Johnson, the wide receiver from TCU, to me, he's a top 10, 15 type talent. You see here the transition quickness. Remember, he's 6'4", 215 pounds. You don't see many guys that long who can make defenders miss after the catch. And then the ability to go up and track the ball, the 50-50 ball that we always talk about. It's been so great this season. I just think, listen, it's interesting to watch down here. He's been rotating in and out of the game. I'm not sure he's 100%. We talked about the ankle injury leading up. Haven't seen him make a lot of sharp cutting routes, but if he is 100% and they get an opportunity to actually throw the ball down the field, he is a big-time playmaker, Chris.
It sure is. That's Miller testing the middle, and he's the kind of receiver that really dictates the opponent's defensive schemes.
And Todd, what's amazing to me at 6'4" is that he's not just a straight line guy. Just go downfield and make a catch. I mean, he's got some shape to him, which is pretty rare for a bigger receiver.
Had a quiet start to the season. He had 12 catches the first 4 games, and then the injury setting him back. Miller picks his way and falls forward for a first down inside the Texas 35.
It was the first time we've seen an opening there, and Miller takes advantage of it. That time, that offensive line asserting themselves on the right side. Nice double team, able to get up to the linebackers. They've been losing at the line of scrimmage, which has made it really easy for those backers to stay clean and fly around, both forward and Overshown. That time, nice surge. That's amazing. Look at that. Look at this. 6 yards.
And the pitch to Davis on the end around. The Longhorns chase him down and knock him down for a loss. Anthony Cook from the safety position made the play.
Good adjustment here by the motion. Once you get the motion, it's going to come here. Remember, he is world-class speed. This safety understands that if he sees 11 go in the jet sweep, I've got to react. The rest of the defense reacts. Great team pursuit. Great angles. Nowhere for the speed merchant to be able to cut back with that flow of that defense.
6-yard loss on the first down play. Empty backfield. Longhorns are showing some pressure, and they bring it. Ball out, batted away very quickly, and it's that man on the edge, Baron Sorrell. Just smiling. He's having a massive
doubt. They walk up, their two inside linebackers. Nobody picks him up because of the linebackers walked up. Coker with the call, he came down to help out on the inside, and the guy that's having the big night, nobody picked up off the edge. Now the ball was out fast, but still, at 6'4", he's able to knock the ball down.
TCU in danger of once again squandering excellent field position to start a drive. Texas territory. This time Duggan has time and delivers a dart down the field, and it's caught by Johnston, and he's still running. And the big play receiver makes the first big play of the night. First down at the 11.
What a throw here. Good protection by the offensive line. They're playing zone. Johnston, who's known to go downfield, this time settles in perfectly. And look at the poise and the calm demeanor there on 3rd and long with an offense that's not been clicking. Makes a perfect throw to give Johnston a chance.
Tough for a linebacker. Overshawn in coverage there. Now on first down. Run it up the middle, and it's a short gain by Miller, a guy who has been an unsung player, kind of in the shadow of Zach Evans, a 5-star at TCU, who's now playing for Ole Miss, but he's just a worker. Got good physicality, quick feet.
1,000-yard back. I mean, he's become one of the great stories on this TCU team, and in the Big 12. This is not just an offense, air raid that's going to throw it around. If you don't respect their ability to run the ball, that offensive line and Miller running make you pay for it.
Duggan with the keeper, and he'll be dropped for a loss. That's Ryan Watts, the Ohio State transfer, making a play off the corner.
At 6'3", 206, they play him into the boundary. Everybody's expecting, and all eyes are on 15. Anytime, especially in the red zone, TCU puts the ball in the belly of the back, somebody's got to account for Duggan pulling it and trying to get to the edge of the defense. Watts does his job at 6'3", 206 pounds. It's a big corner playing in the boundary.
Watts and the true freshman Austin Jordan playing corner tonight. Deshaun Jamison out for Texas with an injury. So 3rd and 10.
Texas trying to get the call in. And they call timeout. There's some confusion there.
Dykes had a 2 tight end set there.
Prior to the false start, Texas called their first charge timeout, 30 seconds in length.
So Sarkisian and Kwiatkowski has gone head-to-head with Dykes when they're out the Pac-12. He was at Washington. Sonny Dykes, of course, was the head coach at Cal. And this has been a very interesting start. We focus on all the firepower, the quarterbacks, the running backs, the receivers.
Yeah.
And it's really been the inability to block the defensive front that's been the story in this quarter.
I don't think anybody, I mean, these are two defenses that are capable, but the offenses I think that you have so much respect for. I don't think you really expected to see the line of scrimmage dominated by both of these defenses. Now the field position becomes a game, and I think right now TCU's trying to take advantage of it.
Longhorns have 7 tackles for loss in the first 17 plays for TCU. That's outrageous. Miller motions to the left on 3rd and 10. Duggan running out of time, cannot escape. Yet another sack, the 3rd for Texas. And Overshown got there.
Well, it's the coverage back here that eventually leads to this sack. Look at Duggan. His eyes are completely locked in on this side right here. But look at the coverage. And by the time he tries to come off that, remember, he's a great athlete. The pocket collapses, and he's not able to get through that crease there to be able to be an effective scrambler.
Griffin Kell, perfect on the year, 10 for 10 in field goals. This from 34 yards, and he missed it for the first time this year off target, listed by a few feet to the left, the 4-year starting kicker. We are still scoreless with 24 seconds left in the first quarter.
Holt looks snap in the holder. Go! The ball was tipped. Texas looked like they just got a hand on that.
Sideways spin.
Maybe a finger on that.
And ends a streak of 12 straight makes for Kell.
Boy, let's right here. Yep. Looked like Crawford maybe got in there.
So Robinson, that's his best run of the night, really has to earn it, and is knocked down after a 7-yard gain.
So keep in mind, we look back at this game in the third or fourth quarter. 2 possessions in plus territory for TCU, 0 points.
Texas front has been playing well. The offense not clicking. Ewers 0 completions in the first quarter. Had a couple of drops. End of 1. Scoreless. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. Welcome back. Saturday Night Football on ABC, presented by Capital One, set for the second quarter. Congratulations to the University of Texas Women's Athletic Program, the Capital One Trophy. Impressive 21-22 season. They have 2-time defending national champ women's tennis team. They get a $250,000 donation to the In-Student Athletic Fund. 2nd and 1. Roshan Johnson picked up 9 in the last play of the first quarter, and muscles for a first half for Texas finally.
If you're just tuning into this game and expected a lot of points, it's been the opposite. It has been great defense, especially pressure from Texas. There have been 18 snaps for TCU, 8 tackles for a loss by the Texas defense. And you also have seen TCU step up physically.
Ewers launches downfield, has Worthy, but he overshot him by about 5 yards. So you finally take a shot, and Ewers still looking for his first completion.
Why not take a shot, right? This defense is crowding the running game. They're up on the short intermediate passing. They get a safety starting to cheat up a little bit with Kamara, and they take a shot. And you're right. I think it's just a matter for him right now. Just find some completion, some easy throws, try to get a little rhythm established.
Have not had a first quarter in any FBS game all season as dominated by the defenses. The fewest combined yards in the first quarter all year in college football. 39.
False start, number 54. Offense, 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
Offensive lines, you can understand why they're a little skittish at the moment.
For sure, especially when you're a true freshman in a game like this. And that's Cole Hudson, who's been great for him. He's got a bright future. Mention if you're watching this game and give you an idea, the freshmen can play sometimes. You see him at quarterback, receiver, defense. Man, it is tough on that offensive line in this kind of setting in a physical game.
So behind the sticks on 2nd and 15. Ewers launches downfield again for Worthy. Can't work his way back. That was good coverage by Josh Newton. 3rd and 15.
They went with the slot fade, give him some room to work. They move him around, and look at this stride for stride. Chris, you talked about the coverage. Newton transfer from ULM. How about that? And you're talking about Xavier Worthy, arguably one of the top receivers in this conference, and 24 Newton not impressed. 6 feet, 195 pounds, stride for stride there, right in phase.
Once again, Ewers faces a 3rd and long. Gets protection, delivers a throw. No chance to make a play. It was outside. It was Newton in coverage again. And Ewers still looking for that first completion. 0 for 6 starting.
And again, we got to remember about Ewers. He's a young quarterback with young receivers. Thompson to the bottom. He turns inside. Ball's thrown outside. He's a true freshman receiver. You got a young quarterback. Sark talking about it, just trying to get him to settle in, make sure everybody's on the same page.
Busy first quarter for both runners. Trejo, this is a good one. It's a line drive, though. It's returnable. Davis had some speed when he made the catch, and it's knocked down near the midfield. There's a flag down on the return. Pretty close to where Davis collected the kick.
It's going to be another push in the back. It'll move TCU back. They've had great field position, but this penalty will push them back deeper in their own territory.
They have had a huge territorial edge, but have not been able to do anything with it.
No.
A missed field goal.
Yeah, the last 2 possessions. Anytime you start in plus territory, you'd like to at least think you're going to get a field goal.
Personal foul, hands to the face, kicking team, 15-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, TCU.
Correction, the penalty is on Texas. It's a major one, and that's going to move the football into Texas territory. TCU is going to start the drive about the 36. Some 2. Couldn't convert from the Texas 49 or 44. Now it's even closer for this offense.
Moved Wes Harris into the game at right guard for John Lands. They've been rotating them, trying to find that right combination to get a push. Remember, the strength of this Texas defense coming into tonight has been the rotation of their defensive tackles.
Longhorns moving around pre-snap. Quick throw is low. Davis makes the catch but loses a couple of yards. Holly?
Well, this Texas defensive front has been oppressive. We talked with Keandre Coburn, and he said, we're just starting to play fast and play with confidence. 3 defensive coordinators, 3 defensive line coaches, 2 head coaches. They've had the same coaches for back-to-back years, and he said, we finally get it. We're eating. We're hungry. And, guys, they've been laughing, cheering, talking on the sideline here. They're feeling very good about themselves right now.
Oh, that's such a good point. The continuity in this second year.
Oppressive, impressive, disruptive, nasty, all that. They bring the pressure again. Duggan backpedals and launches downfield, and catch made out of bounds. It was Johnston who was well covered. Could not quite get the feet down.
Good job of pass protection to give Duggan the time that he needed, but Ryan Watts into that boundary. This is the matchup I was looking forward to all week. The size of Watts and the speed. See, the ball takes him out of bounds, but Watts did a good job of using that elbow during the route, try to push him to the sideline to eliminate that space where Duggan was trying to throw that ball.
Some terrific edge matchups, lots of hand fighting. And once again, Kirk, Duggan, you saw him put the helmet down in frustration. 3 and out from the 36.
3rd straight possession of plus territory and 0 points.
Jordy Sandy has been the star so far, the punter for TCU, and he knocks it high, and the coverage team this time won't have a chance to make a play as Worthy steps up to make a fair catch at the 10. Tomorrow morning, Sunday NFL Countdown, one-on-one with Stephon Diggs as he faces his former team, the Vikings, for the first time. And on Monday night, can the Eagles stay undefeated, hosting the Commanders, 8 o'clock Eastern time? You saw them win on Thursday night.
Yeah,
last week.
Yeah. I tell you, they've changed quarterbacks, starting to win some games. Eagles are looking great. I'm just laughing because I'm thinking I can't believe we came into this game and we're seeing what we're seeing with this. The Texas defense has been an incredible story tonight. These last 3 possessions, with the way they're playing, so aggressive at the line of scrimmage.
Really quiet start for Bijan Robinson. He was stopped in that 4th down direct snap, but he's a threat to bust one at any moment, and it's his best run. Picks up about 8. What can you do for yours to get him some confidence, to get him that first completion? Drops hurt him early, then he tried some deep shots that were overshot.
Yeah, and I think you got to give TCU credit for what they've done, but he's had a couple drops. Sark is right now trying to figure that out. He loves to be balanced. He loves to spread the wealth. I think some quick throws on the edge, maybe. Just anything to kind of get a couple completions, get him going.
Off the play action. Or then a launch downfield for Worthy into double coverage, and it's intercepted by Hodges Tomlinson. And he's a threat with the ball in his hand, so TCU set up again in plus territory, and the very rough start continues for Ewers.
And Ewers obviously has a ton of talent, but he's a young player here, and he underthrows his intended receiver, Worthy. So the safeties are up. He likes that he's got a one-on-one matchup. See, there's no safeties on that back end, but you remember, you got a veteran corner in Hodges Tomlinson who has great vision on the football. That's why he made this play. You see the cushion, eyes are in the backfield. Just in case he takes that shot, he puts himself in position to be able to make a play 5'9", 180 pounds. They put him on an island. They trust him, and they should, with the instincts that he has to play man coverage.
He trusts himself to talk to him this week. He is full of confidence. He's got a big personality and a lot of skills despite being vertically challenged. So TCU one more time set up at the 34. And one more time, Duggan's under heavy pressure and sacked for a 4th time.
They bring a lot of different looks. This time the edge, man, they've been winning on the edge. They're going to bring him all the way around to the inside. A Gofu confuses this offensive line, gets the pressure, and then you have a linebacker there just kind of waiting, spying, and he comes up with a sack. Tucker Dorsey.
Notre Dame transfer, one of 4 transfers who start for this defense. Here's the catch made by Davis. Again, they go horizontal, and it's Baird who drops him for a loss. Going the wrong direction again.
See it. More and more offenses run these quick throws, and they see this. The ball's out. He splits those 2 defenders, or 2 blockers, the receivers. Watch this, instincts right away. Those usually one guy can handle a defensive back, but he split them both because of how quickly he's able to react to that throw.
Unbelievable that an offense this talented with this kind of skill continues to take over in plus territory and goes directly backwards 4 times in a row. Duggan under pressure again, delivers a low throw, bounced it at the feet of Davis, was knocked down hard, and it's another 3 and out from plus territory.
Boy, right now Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, spent a lot of years at Washington. A great defensive mind. He's got to be so fired up. He kind of came into our meeting yesterday, had that look in his eye, a little bit of angst. He was anxious, nervous to go against this TCU offense. He knows what his group is capable of. The thing he said is we're playing harder in this second year of the defense, and they're more physical. Boy, we've seen a lot of that here in this first half.
And a lot more confident, he told us. This is a different group from last year. So Sandy, who's done his part really well, another high punt, another fair catch back at the 5-yard line. You say deja vu? I mean, we're still looking for the offenses to catch fire. Scoreless.
Saturday Night Football, presented by Capital One on ABC, is brought to you by Target. Shop exclusive Black Panther Wakanda Forever at Target. And USAA. This Veterans Day, join us in celebrating all those who serve.
Both these schools represented strongly in the military, and so is our team. Salute on this Veterans Weekend. George Dunmore served in the Army. Our William Lamagne, specialist.
Oh, look at that, will you?
Intense look at his eye. Our bus driver, Curtis Wilson, in the Army. This is Jan Hartzog. Thank you, folks, for your service to the country. So Texas, one more time, backed up. And Ewers finally gets his first completion of the night. Throws it to Worthy, who falls forward for about 3 yards. He's on the board.
That's what I was thinking about. You know, instead of that shot downfield, it was picked off by Hodges Tomlinson. Sark over there is a play caller. He's just trying to get his young quarterback to settle in. I thought he made an interesting point. You know, he ended up leaving high school early, not like most guys that after their season in January, but skipped his entire senior year of high school, went to Ohio State, transfers back to Texas, so he's truly, by age, a true freshman.
Pitch it on the edge to Bijan Robinson, who will make a first down. Yeah, talk about leaving high school, going to Ohio State. That's a pretty tough locker room to walk into as a stranger. You don't know anybody. Ended up getting 2 snaps in the season, and then transfer back home to Texas.
Yeah, and while he was trying to get acclimated to Ohio State, C.J. Stroud just took off and became a Heisman candidate. And I think right away, I think a lot of people started to speculate he probably, in this new world of transfer portal, would probably end up leaving. And in fact, he did, and came back to the state of Texas and has settled in very well here.
Robinson, no gain. He was very philosophical. You know, like all experience in life can produce growth. He says he doesn't think he would be the quarterback that he is right now had he not gone to Ohio State, learned a lot there, and then sort of grown up as a young man in the process too.
Yeah, I can't imagine personally leaving my senior year and leaving my buddies and not playing, but he did it.
Here he is on the move. A flag comes out behind the play as Ewers slides down for a short game, but this is in the holding zone.
Yeah, they'll have to bring this one back.
Holding number 70. Offense, 10-yard penalty. Still second down.
And in a tight, scoreless field position game, Texas now has 55 yards, Kirk, in penalties in the first 20-some minutes here.
Yeah, and this one really hurts. Right tackle there with a right hand just grabbing on. So positive yards.
I mean, you've gained 36 and you've given back 55. That's not a good place to be.
And you continue to snap the ball close to your own goal line.
A deep backfield. 3 receivers bunch to the left. Ewers looked that direction, now flips it back across the middle, and it's incomplete. He threw it into traffic, and Hodges Tomlinson broke it up. Jatavian Sanders is a terrific tight end, has had a rough start to this game.
Well, and he gets hit pretty good here. He comes off from the left, back to his right. There's that baseball kind of the way he flips the ball, but he's got to be able to feel that zone coverage. They were not man-to-man, so Sanders, a big tight end, but he kind of threw him into the corner who was sitting there up in cover 2 with the corner up in that flat. And Hodges Tomlinson showing you he's not just going to come up with interceptions, he'll hit you too.
Talked about the freshman up front. That's Kelvin Banks, who's incredibly ready for college football from day one as a freshman. And to start at left tackle as a true freshman, he comes out of Humboldt, Texas. He can really play any offensive line position. They're looking at his hand, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, Sark has huge expectations of what he will become. Said he's doing a really good job along with Hudson at right guard as true freshman.
They brought in 7 true freshman offensive linemen. Offensive line play has been a serious problem for Texas in the decades since they won the national championship. They had some good linemen blocking for Vince Young. Yeah. 3 guys who went on to the NFL off that offensive line. Studdard, Jonathan Scott, Blaylock. But since then, since that national championship team, all those drafts, 2 offensive linemen drafted from Texas. That's shocking to me.
Oh my!
Sark was shocked by it.
Yeah, especially in this state with the high school football talent that they have. But that's been a big emphasis now with their recruiting. This is the drive chart for both teams. TCU early, their own 12, their own 34. Then the last 4 possessions in plus territory, still no points. And you can see on the other side how special teams and penalties have cost Texas. Look where they have started the last 4 possessions.
Notice their TCU running 18 of their 24 plays in Texas territory. And those 18 plays netting an average of half a yard per play so far.
What's crazy, at any moment, that can flip. I mean, these 2 teams are known for their offensive strength, their explosiveness, the creativity that they have right now. They're just going up against 2 good defenses.
Ewers has time and delivers a pitch, and Sanders finally makes the catch this time, but he's going to be wrestled down way short of the marker, and here comes the punt team again.
Yep, just rushing 3, dropping 8. Instead of playing man, play zone, make the young quarterback have to read and make a good decision. I think Sark just wanted to get some positive yards here to help his punter out.
You don't want to give Darius Davis too many chances to return punts. The dude who's brought 5 punts back for touchdowns in his career fields this one at the 36, and they knock him down after about a 7-yard return. Still good field position, but TCU will begin in there. I mean, there's a flag down, and it's going to be on TCU. It looks like a holding call was the preliminary signal.
Yeah.
During the kick, holding number 14, receiving team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
We'd like to welcome Michael Vanderbilt, part of the broadcast team tonight. He's getting more airtime than either one of us. Take a break.
We've been all over it.
I'll remember that.
Be a question. Then I have one for you, Chris, after you ask us your question.
I like that trade. Tonight's Aflac trivia question. Excluding 2020, which of course was a different type of season, how many teams ranked 4th in the college football playoff standings with 4 releases remaining? Went on to reach the college football playoff. Of course, 3 remaining in the regular season, and then the 1 final standings on the after championship Saturday, with TCU being 4th right now.
Think about that. Maybe Ohio State was one of them. Miller falls for 4. I want to ask you the last Big 12 game to be scoreless at halftime, because that's serious possibility. It's been a while, Chris. Think about that.
Oh my God.
It's been quite a while.
Yeah, dig in on that one.
Oh, I have a guess.
Miller again, patiently working his way for a couple of yards. It'll set up 3rd and 4. All right, guess away.
What was it, that Oklahoma-Texas game, the Red River game with Roy Williams? And that, was that?
Not that long ago, no.
Okay.
It was not involving either of those teams, or either team on the field tonight. Kansas A&M back in 07. Last time a game in this conference was scoreless at half. Think about that, 15 years.
By the way, Kansas in 07 wasn't at an Orange Bowl year, I think, for them. They went around. Nah, maybe it wasn't. 07, 08. Remember when Todd Reesing was there? They had some great teams.
Sure did.
Mangino.
Chase Daniel was in Missouri. They used to battle. Johnson in motion here. Play clock at 3. Duggan's looking back to the left and delivers a dart to Jaquarius Spivey, made by Barron.
What's amazing to see Duggan just fighting just to get the conversion. You know, that he's happy with that. But Gofu to the left, the edge, usually pressures the quarterback. This time he did not. And he just dropped into that flat. He read him, threw it right behind him as he dropped out to the edge.
Just his second completion, Kirk, beyond the line of scrimmage tonight. The other completions have been at or behind the line. Miller, stutter step, hesitation, and is knocked down after another solid first down gain of about 5.
Just, again, for fans that aren't familiar with these two teams, these offenses and these backs, we've talked so much about Bijan Robinson. Don't forget, with Miller, he's a 1,000-yard back. He averages over 6 yards a carry. He has been a guy that could constantly all year count on.
First 1,000-yard back for the Frogs in 6 years.
Yeah, right now he has 9 carries and 29 yards. So tough sledding so far for both Miller and Robinson.
2-back look. They fake it and throw it in the flat to Trent Battle, and the running back has a first down in Texas territory, brought down by Watts.
He's reading the edge here to try to get a feel if he should hand this off or pull. He pulls and then he flips it to the outside. You know, you're seeing more and more. How do you impact an edge defender? Try to put him out there. Don't even bother blocking him. Make it, just read him and make him be wrong with whatever decision he makes. That time they're able to get the ball again quickly outside.
DeMercado. It's tough to run on Coburn and Sweat and Ojimo and Murphy as they rotate those interior linemen in there.
Yeah, that's what Coburn expressed to us. You know, he's 344 pounds. Sweat's in there at 346. Think about that. You're an offensive lineman trying to push 700 pounds around. And oh, by the way, after about every series, we're going to go to the backups and bring Murphy in at 302, and Collins is in there. I mean, these are big bodies that stays fresh, play about 30 snaps each.
Duggan pressured again, delivers an accurate throw, and that catch is made, and stretching things out is Jared Wiley, tight end.
Yeah, he's a high school quarterback, Texas transfer. He's got Watts on him. Look at the size, 6'7". Just use your body there. Ball is thrown perfectly that time away from the defender where he couldn't get his arm around the bigger tight end. 6'7", 255. Has a great feel because of that experience as a high school quarterback, whether it's man or zone, how to get open.
Used to throw passes to Quentin Johnson at Temple, Texas High School. DeMercado in the flat, and flying in to make the play is Barron, and the flag is down. Check it, the ball is
ruling on the field is that the runner was down. It'll be second down.
Boy, are they reading this quickly. Barron again, once he sees the motion, watch how, remember earlier he made a play? He reads it before the play even happens. Eyes are up, doesn't allow the receiver to make a block.
Behind the 6 again, 2nd and 14. Newman handoff into the middle and setting up a 3rd and long. They have a lot of confidence in this offensive line. They've felt like they are the personality of this offense, a bunch of veteran guys, but it's, as you said, very tough sledding against this Texas front. They're going to have to convert a 3rd and long or go for it on 4th down to end that skid of scoreless possessions that have reached Texas territory.
It's a matchup right here into the boundary.
And then now a pre-snap flag on TCU. Moving back 5 more. See Sonny's expression.
If we're not going to set a
Delay
scoring
game.
record.
Defense, number 99. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
So that's a simulation of the snap count. They got Coburn on that. You don't see it often.
He's got to keep his cool. It's still going to be a 3rd down play coming up, but he's probably saying that he's yelling move for the defensive line. That's why he's so animated down there. Officials disagree that he's trying to get the offensive line to jump.
It's always with defensive linemen. I'm trying to get my guys organized, not disrupt the center.
Yep.
But it makes it a 3rd and 6 now.
Still have that matchup at the bottom here.
It's Johnson to the left. Douglas looking the other way into the slot, and the catch is made by Tay Barber, the reliable 50-year senior. 1st down.
Well, they showed blitz with Ford 41. The timing here is perfect. See how there's a nice big cushion there? Ford trying to show blitz. By the time he got back out into coverage, it was too late because of the great job of Duggan getting a good feel on pre-snap. Realized that he had that cushion and made a quick throw there on 3rd down.
Barber and Davis are both playing their 5th season of college football, taking advantage of that COVID year. They thought about leaving, but so wait a second. Sonny Dykes offense, we're going to stick around and make some plays this season. No hurry to leave. It's Barber who makes the catch, but he's wrestled down by Overshown after a short gain.
But that is just flying to the football. Thompson misses the safety that comes down. And he's going to miss in the open field, but look at Overshown making a play right there. I mean, the importance for young defenders that are watching this game of running to the football and how important you are. The first guy misses, there's a 2nd or 3rd guy there for this Texas defense tonight. Forced it back inside where the rest of the defense is.
6 completions of the drive, but only 31 total yards. This time the pressure is picked up, but the throw is outside through a fastball. Intended for Williams, but not close, and it's 3rd and 8.
And again, Duggan thought he's going to work outside. Just not quite on the same page there with Savion Williams. Big target at 6'5". And sometimes these route adjustments are just based on leverage. Is the defensive back to your inside or to the outside? And wherever you get that leverage, you're going to turn the other way. And if the quarterback and the receiver don't read it the same way, sometimes you get throws like that.
Davis in motion. That's just eye candy as they hand it off to Miller on 3rd and long, and they'll set up a 4th and 3.
Interesting call. You wonder if they're just trying to get yards to go for it on 4th down, or are they just trying to get the first points of the game here and work that clock down? He's not in any hurry at all. He's going to make Sark use their first time out, or 2nd rather.
He does not like field goals. That's well documented. And Griffin Kell missed already tonight. So for now, the offense on the field. 1:13 before halftime. Looking for our first point still.
Morgan, Kevin back in studio. Capital One halftime report minutes away. Scoreless in Austin. What has to change?
Which team can get their quarterback consistently throwing the football, especially down the field, hit one of those shot plays, will go a long way.
I promise you we will have a lot of offense coming up at the half. Oregon trailing Georgia in action also. Back to you, Chris.
Well, Sonny Dykes choosing to send Griffin Kell out, trying to get on the board in this game. He missed earlier from 34, was a big part of the Horned Frogs win here 2 years ago. We went 4 for 4 against Texas. And we have points with 1:21 to play before the break. It was interesting there. It was a 3rd and 8. And Dykes chose to just run middle and get on the board. And analytics is a big topic in the sport. The focal point is on going for it on 4th down instead of punting or trying a field goal. It happens more in this league than any. And Sonny, this is a different kind of game than maybe he expected. I'm taking the points here.
I thought it was incredible yesterday when we were talking with him just about this topic. You and him got into a pretty deep conversation about analytics, which I know is near and dear to your heart. And he said, you know, sometimes I watch games, and even with myself, sometimes common sense has to come into play. And you and I were talking at the break. If they're going to go for it, are they going to kick? And this would be one of those moments, low-scoring field position game. Maybe you just take the points. Maybe the common sense comes into play here.
TCU benefited big time last week. Texas Tech went for it 6 times on 4th down. They were stopped a couple times in their own end, giving Duggan a short field to blow the game open in the 4th quarter.
That's right. And remember, he has a team that loves to dominate the second half. So he didn't need to take the chance with the confidence he has in the way they played in the second half. And on the other side of that, the way Texas has looked in the second half. So he thinks he has an advantage in this game based on the way these two teams have played all year in the last 30 minutes of the game.
There's going to be a lot of halftime adjusting, isn't there, on both sides in the offensive rooms anyway. All right, Bear.
Big fellow.
It's a CFP number 4 seed question, right? I think Ohio State, weren't they number 4 year one of the playoff?
No, I think they were further down. They lost to Virginia Tech early. They had to beat Michigan State late. I don't know. I don't think they were 4.
Yeah, they were further down. We asked you for tonight's athletic review question. Since the playoff came into existence, how many teams ranked 4th in the rankings with 4 rankings?
That
remaining?
last part, 4 releases remaining.
Yeah, yes, 3 in the regular season, and then the final one. It's only been 2. 2016, Washington. 2017,
the question is, Bear,
Oklahoma.
would you have known that without looking that up?
No,
okay.
I would not.
Well, good. I feel better because I had no clue.
It was more of kind of a did you know to tie in TCU because in 2014.
Bear, we got a completion. Hold everything.
A downfield throw, Bear. Hold on.
We got
Worthy with a catch. And now they're going to play fast.
That's the ball.
One timeout left.
That's the route that he had earlier in the game, and he got it out late and behind the receiver. This time he puts it out in front and gets it out on time.
Texas has been excellent scoring just before halftime. It's been a serious trend. I think 5 out of 6 games they've scored touchdowns in their last possession before half.
Take a quick peek at this. Nice cushion, good read, balls out early, positive yards on a 1st and 10. Their entire goal here is just give themselves a chance to get into field goal range.
Trejo's got pretty good range. They'd probably have to move the ball about 25 yards or so. 3-man rush. Yours flips it short and incomplete. Yet another drop. Worthy's had a tough night holding on to some throws there. That wasn't going to go anywhere anyway because Shad Banks was tracking him down.
Yeah, and I think keep in mind about Worthy. He's an undersized receiver. He's usually known when he can get downfield. He's 6'1", about 164 pounds. And I think as soon as he came across and bobbled it, his eyes came up. Where's that safety? Where's that linebacker? So they've got to get the ball downfield here. Try to work the tight end possibly. Always a good target for him right here. It's Sanders.
It's Bert Auburn warming up, hoping he gets a shot to tie this game. Yours delivers a shot near midfield and tackled short of the marker is Jordan Whittington.
Talking about analytics
receiver.
And sometimes you go with your gut. I mean, you're short here. You're right at midfield. 40 seconds to go. Sark keeps the offense out there.
For now, no urgency. Only a time, maybe hoping TCU will be undisciplined here, but choosing not to spend the timeout.
Crowd frustrated. John Cooper played for at Ohio State. He's telling the media, y'all want to gamble, but you want to gamble with my chips.
Yeah, that's not a popular decision, but that's more of a kind of a reaction to this offensive first half performance. It's a good John Cooper impression.
That wasn't bad, was it? That was all right.
Yeah, this is not what they came expecting to see on this chilly evening.
Well, they're frustrated, I think, because they obviously want to see a first down and see them take a chance. What I would love to see is Whittington take that route another 2 to 3 yards beyond. You know you're going to get hit as soon as you catch that ball. Man, you get 2 or 3 more yards on that route, and the ball brings you back maybe a yard, and you're there as you get hit, and you got the first down. Now you got a tough decision, and he's actually bringing the punter out. They'll really love that.
It's a great point, though, Kirk. The difference in the way that route was run is between getting a first down, spike of the ball, having a chance to get points.
Save your timeout. Yep.
Going into the locker room with 72 total yards. TCU has managed 68. One of the most defense-dominated first halves in all of college football this season. And low punt. And just roll dead. And that'll be it. Halftime in Austin. Max Duggan and the Horned Frogs dominated field position, missed one field goal, made the second try, and they lead 3-0 as they try to get to 10-0 and stay alive for the CFP hosts. Which offense will make adjustments and make plays after halftime? And Holly has been trying to track down Sonny Dykes, and she's got him. Holly?
Hey, Coach, points and yards very challenging to come by right now. What has to change for your offense to gain some momentum?
Well, we had too many negative plays in the first half. We took the edge off of it finally a little bit defensively. They came out, we're playing really fast, so we got a little settled in, and we just gotta execute. We're not doing a very good job executing. We're putting ourselves in a lot of long yardage situations.
With the pressure their front's putting on your quarterback, how can he operate more quickly, or what can he do?
Well, we've got to do a better job protecting up front, and then we've got to be able to make plays. We've got to get the ball down the field some in our passing game, and then continue to be able to run the football. We've done it at times, just haven't done it consistently.
Thank you, Coach.
Okay, thank you.
4 sacks against Dykes offense by the Texas defense. Bijan Robinson held to 23 yards. Mercedes-Benz halftime report coming up right after these messages.
Yo,
conference on ESPN, part of Veterans Week, brought to you by USAA. Suffocating defenses, out of sync offenses. Chris Fowler back with Kirk Herbstreit. If you're Sarkisian and Kurt Flood, how do you get Quinn Ewers comfortable? He hasn't had a running game to help him out at all tonight so far.
No, I mean, I think it's wanting a balanced attack. The line of scrimmage has not gone your way, and you've got to find a way to get your star player, Bijan Robinson, going, whether it's running the ball or catching the ball to the backfield.
Dylan Robinson works hard to get to the 21. Modelo, fighting spirit.
Yeah,
fighting defenses.
Yeah, it's been just a dominant performance in the first half by both of these defenses. Sorrell off the edge, linebackers flying downhill, mixing up the looks, creating a lot of confusion. TCU, a lot of plus territory, possessions, only 3 points. There's Bijan Robinson. He's been running into that. That was a 4th down play. Look at those linebackers flying downhill. Keep in mind, these backers in this defense playing out without their leader, D. Winters, the entire first half. The captain, you see that C, now will play after have to sit out because of the targeting call from last week's Tech game.
Robinson hit right at the line. If you told Sonny Dykes your defense is going to be without its best player, and in the first half on the road you're going to shut out Texas,
yeah,
I don't think he would have believed it.
33 yards rushing against Bijan Robinson without D. Winters, 39 yards passing. You gave up 3 first downs. Sonny Dykes got to be thrilled with his defense.
Winters hit a Texas Tech receiver in the head in the 3rd quarter. That's why he was out for the first half. And he's played more snaps than anybody on this Horned Frog defense. 2nd and 10 Ewers, and a completion, and that's Worthy in the slot. He'll work his way for a first down to the 31. Holly?
Catching up with Texas coach Steve Sarkisian in the tunnel. He was very intense and very short. I asked him about 7 carries for Bijan Robinson in the first half. How does he get him more involved? And all he said was, we've just got to get first downs. And he said, we've got to stop dropping the ball, executing. It all comes down to execution.
He'll like that completion right there. Nice big cushion, took advantage of it. Easy throw, easy first down to Worthy.
Robinson for his 9th carry, again, nowhere to go. He's an incredibly talented back with his feet cutting, but Dylan Horton gave him no breathing room.
Yeah, they tried to go heavy on this side, just a different look. We didn't see this look at all in the first half, just trying to get, look at those linebackers. They're sprinting downhill. I mean, but the offensive line comes out of their stance, and by the time they come out of their stance, they're looking up at 3 linebackers running downhill.
Strong shot of Joe Gillespie, defensive coordinator for Sonny Dykes. There's a screen, catching it way behind the line and being dropped for a loss is Sanders by Johnny Hodges.
What a job by Johnny Hodges, the Navy transfer. Watch his recognition of the tackle, showing screen. Right away, he just started to go out there. Again, that play doesn't have a chance because the offensive line tipped their hand that a screen was coming. Young offensive lineman and a veteran transfer from Navy shows the savvy to make that play.
Texas 0 for on 3rd down, 0 for 6, and on 3rd and 13. They throw it near the marker. Crowd wanted a flag on Josh Newton. He broke it up, and there isn't one. Another stop by this Horned Frog defense.
Chris, I thought Ewers was going to give up on the play and start to scramble and take off or throw it away, but he sticks with Worthy. Newton gets around him. He's got long arms. Better look at it right here.
So we got 11 combined first downs. This is the 11th punt of the game. Trejo gets it up, and Davis will let it bounce, and it's going to roll down about the 30.
I got quiet because I looked over at Bill and he gave me the pass interference call. He thought they got away with one there.
Todd McShay with us tonight, lending his expertise. Talked about Quentin Johnston, Todd, the most targeted and most talented TCU receiver. What are you seeing so far?
Yeah, early on, Chris, he was able to get open down the field, but the protection wasn't there, so they didn't get a shot to take it down the field to him. The one catch you see here, the in-cutting route that they love so much with Johnson, talked about Bijan and how he only had 8 catches. Well, Johnson's the other top 10 potential pick in this draft class, and it's startling to see how few targets he's gotten.
Yeah, he's the most targeted guy all season, but only 3 targets so far tonight. Of course, he always thinks he's open, and Todd's point was right. Duggan had no time in the first quarter to look for anybody.
You're showing him ISO, and what we're missing is the job that Sorrell and this bunch have done getting pressure on Max Duggan. So he might be getting some opportunities, but I'll tell you, for the most part, they're doing a good job of mixing up coverages, playing a lot of zone, mixing in some man here and there, and doubling occasionally with a safety over top.
Duggan against a 3-man rush, ball batted down. It's back to the quarterback, who makes a reception on his own pass. Was batted back by Devondre Sweat. Ends up picking up a yard back to the original line of scrimmage.
You know, more often than not, you see the quarterback just knock this down, but his athletic ability takes over. There's Sweat again, deflection. Now he's an athlete, but watch Overshown right there, coming in with bad intentions. 6'4", 220, their most explosive player on defense. That's a couple big hits he's made on the run.
Quarterback figured out what a receiver has to deal with when he makes a catch, right? A big shot. 3rd and long again.
Pressure should come from here.
Yep, it does. And Duggan backpedals and dumps down a screen, and trying to work his way is Miller. Hard work. What an effort to move the chains. A first down at the 41. It gave no chance when that play started.
No, not at all. In fact, it's a good job by the defense of kind of feeling that this play was coming. Ogafu is a defensive end. They dropped him in coverage, and he saw it right in front of him.
Just kept spinning and churning.
That was a heck of an effort.
Got it again, and immediately swarmed under by big Mr. Sweat.
Sweat is everywhere. He and Coburn. Go back to this play. Watch 18. He feels this. He's right there. Then he cuts back. The offensive line knocks him down, and now it's just effort, making people miss. Poor tackles by the big fellas there trying to make a play in space, and somehow the awareness of exactly where he needed to go extends beyond that for the first down.
I mean, Kirk, 3rd and long, your back's in the line of scrimmage. The ball is at your shoe tops, right? I mean, there's no chance that's going to be a play.
Right.
Pressure again. Duggan's hammered on the blitz. That was Ryan Watts off the quarter. The 5th sack for the Horns. He felt that one.
Roll the dice, and you hope that it hits from the backside. Duggan, bang, by the time he senses it, just taken away. The blitz comes from here. The tight end actually breaks free on the mesh route. If he would have had time, he would have been able to see this, but unable to make that throw to the right flat would have bbeen big yards. Great pressure.
Takes a lot of hits. He can handle big hits, but that one stung.
Great call by Pete Kwiatkowski, the defensive coordinator, with that blitz off the corner.
Gets it out quickly. Long throw to the edge. Jordan Hudson is a freshman brought down by Terrence Brooks. And it'll be 4th down.
Two teams that at times have not tackled that well tonight. We saw, at least on that 3rd down, it was a struggle for Texas, but for the most part, it's been a lot of that. Really good technique and aggressive tackling continues for both these defenses.
Kwiatkowski said they target less than 10 missed tackles per game. In the losses, they've had maybe double that amount.
Right.
So far, a tremendous defensive performance by Texas is being wasted because the offense hadn't done anything. Xavier Worthy waves for a fair catch. bobbles it, but eventually collects it at the 24. TCU fired last year. He wrote a song about getting fired in TCU before landing here at Texas on Sark's staff.
I want you to know I did it all for the love.
TCU, one for the ages.
There's a statue. 181 wins, by far the most for a TCU coach. Still strange to see Gary in the burnt orange visor, because Texas was the program that he was so salty about forever.
Well, every big program was the enemy, especially
yes.
Texas.
Fired at 3-4 in the middle of last year. Not many guys have a statue outside the stadium exit that way.
Empty here. Haven't shown this.
Ewers flips it, and that is an accurate pitch for a first down out across the 30. Jatavian Sanders had a rough start to this game. If he can get involved, that would be the spark this past game needs.
Great job by Ewers. Hodges Tomlinson kind of stays up in the flat, goes up and over him, gets it in there just in time. Remember, this tight end Sanders has wide receiver skill set, 6'4", 242. Puts it right where he can make that play and get his feet down to get out of bounds.
Bijan Robinson motions back in, still waiting for, we think, the most talented back in the country to make a play. Ewers from the pocket, flips it incomplete. There was contact and a couple of flags come out in the secondary, so TCU will be guilty of interference here.
Well, TCU saying it was inadvertent, especially the linebacker Johnny Hodges. And I think Hodges Tomlinson involved there more than the linebacker Johnny Hodges. Kind of ran into Johnny Hodges.
Pass interference, number 1. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
To be clear, Patterson's not involved in calling this Texas defense at all.
An analyst, but you see right there, he just grabs onto his arm. But he can't help it. He can't help it.
He never called for pass interference when he's a defensive coach.
Cannot help.
He can't help working the officials, can he?
That and the competitive spirit, man.
He's a beauty. Robinson just has had nowhere to run. They can't move Dylan Horton off that edge, can they?
No, he's doing a great job of either winning the edge or pushing things back in. I mean, that is just a textbook play on the edge. 98. Why don't you just get a good push there, extend, keep his outside arm free. He's bringing down. Not only is it a great job of handling the block, but Robinson runs right into him. It's a clinic take for Gary. He would have loved that.
Last 4 carries for Robinson, no gain. Ewers, long throw, and it's dropped again. That time, Jahlil Billingsley, talented tight end transfer from Alabama. It's contagious now, these drops.
Yeah, it's a third drop on balls that could easily have been caught. This wasn't for a big game, but it would have given him about a 3rd and 7 here. Billingsley is a guy with so much potential. Remember him in his days, like you said, with Alabama. Sark brought him. He ended up transferring down here because of his familiarity with Sark and this offense.
Suspended the first 6 games for a matter that went back to his Crimson Tide days. That drop makes it 3rd and 10, costly.
Not converted yet tonight.
And flipped across the middle, incomplete. Tried to get Johnson out of the backfield. Crowd beginning to get restless here. Punt team one more time for Texas.
You know, Ewers is trying to keep the play alive, moving around in the pocket. This is where you do all that drill work, where you have a kind of an awareness and a feel. See how he's moving? His entire body and momentum moving to his right, and then tries to kind of flip it to his left. That's going to affect his accuracy there. That's something in a couple years when you'd watch him, he would move very differently, be more balanced, and give himself a better chance to make a completion there.
See if Davis is driven way back. No chance to make a return there, and that's a really effective punt by Trejo. It rolls out of bounds inside the 10. This time it's TCU backed up, but up 3.
This is an ABC News election update. Good evening, I'm Trevor Auld at ABC News headquarters in New York. We're coming on the air with a brief special report because control of the United States Senate has been decided. The Democrats will retain the majority with at least 50 seats as ABC News now projects Nevada Democratic incumbent Catherine Cortez Masto will defeat the state's former Attorney General, Republican Adam Laxalt. This race has been incredibly tight. The candidates only separated now by about 5,000 votes. And now tonight, just a single Senate seat still hangs in the balance in Georgia. The race between Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock and Republican Herschel Walker, that is now headed to a runoff December 6th. And of course, ABC News is still closely tracking several races in the House. Republicans could take control there, but it is still too early to say. What we do know tonight is the fight for control of the Senate has been decided, Democrats retaining their majority of at least 50 seats. I'm Trevor Ault in New York. Now back to the game.
All right, Trevor, thank you. Horned Frogs take over with their worst field position of the night. Usually it's been the Longhorns backed up. Frogs from the 7. Miller. Hammers forward for about 3.
You're right, Chris. I mean, the field position has been probably as big a story as anything tonight. Neither team able to take advantage of it when they've had their chances. It just doesn't have that feel. Second half is not just who can make a play, who can avoid the disastrous play, the fumble, the interception. It's that kind of game that eventually could determine the winner.
That's a great point. Duggan on the keeper, tries to get around the corner. He does. And he'll fall forward for a first down out across the 20. The first time he's really made a play with his legs tonight.
He sure, I mean, that's what he's known for. This time they bring pressure from the field right there. Ooh, they got away with a hold there by Wiley. The tight end just wrapped up the blitzer, Barron. You see Barron right there, 23. Yo, where's the holding call? But TCU's able to get to the edge thanks to that, I'll call it a block/hold there by Wiley, but a no call.
When it's out there in space on the edge, you expect them to see it. Duggan looking to throw in first down, delivers shot to the sidelines to Savion Williams. Holly?
You guys are absolutely right. Jared Wiley came over to the sideline and started laughing with the guys on the sideline. He knew that was a near miss, that he didn't get that call. He had a big smile on his face. Remember, he played here in this stadium for Texas for 3 years. This game means a lot to him, but he got away with one right there, and he knew it.
Yeah, you're right there. I see it out there, Holly. You're right exactly there where he probably came off wide-eyed like, oh, boy, thank goodness. That would have pushed him way back, closer to that goal line.
Miller has a little crease, has a block on the edge. Look out, Kendra Miller in a foot race. They won't catch him. And the Frogs with the first touchdown tonight, 75 yards. Time a really good block from Savion Williams. Sprung him.
Yep, absolutely. Anytime you get a big run, you need some great blocking downfield, but there's a mistake here by Tucker Dorsey. We've been seeing these linebackers play well all night. You got to fit your gap. He gets inside, loses the vision, and that's what opened it up. Number 3 not quite collapsing down, shooting down. These linebackers have been aggressive all night. This time they miss a gap, and there's Miller to make them pay for it.
In this matchup, the first one all season between two running backs with 1,000 yards, it's Kendra Miller, not Bijan Robinson, who makes the play. The first back to go over 100 against Texas this season. He's got 114, 10-zip TCU.
We get to celebrate being together.
Tell a joke, share stories.
What everybody has done over the past year.
The together.
Let's go back and look at this touchdown run, and again by Tucker Dorsey's right here. What he's reacting to is the guard moving to his left. See the guard pull? The linebacker kind of feels the senses Wes Harris moving. That's what took him to the middle. And then the vision and the ability to show the burst by Miller.
That's all this TCU offense needed, was to be backed way up in their own end. They squandered great field position.
Right.
And a 75-yard touchdown run keys it. Tuesday on ESPN, the Sonic Blockbuster State Farm Champions Classic, Kentucky, Michigan State. The CFP Top 25 ranking show sandwiched in there at 9 o'clock. And then more hoops, Duke, Kansas.
We used to go to the hoop show. That was a fun in between the games, but I think we're all. Oh, I don't know what everybody else is doing. I know I'm not going to be at the hoops game this year. Why not?
TCU faithful excited. We finally see a touchdown. I think are in command, up 10 here. On the edge, Whittington makes a couple guys miss. Jordan Whittington's got great speed, a stiff arm, and he's knocked out at midfield, and finally a spark for this Horns offense.
How about the block by Milton? Good job by 16 right here. Now he works around it, makes a couple guys miss, and now he's got the speed.
25-yard gain. Ewers scanning downfield and launches for Worthy, and again overshoots the speedy target. It's been a real pattern tonight. He's not giving Worthy a chance to make a real play downfield.
No, and he's got the speed to walk away, get away from Bud Clark, and he does. I mean, he goes right by him. You can see the defender, the safety, Perry, trying to get back there, and that's just one that Ewers would love to just, I'm sure Sark's saying, just put a little bit more air under that and let our receiver run underneath it. He had the separation that he needed for the big play.
It's been a tough night for the quarterback, who's still pretty new to the college football scene here. 7th career start. And Bijan Robinson makes a very acrobatic cut, but is knocked down by Mark Perry, the safety. It wouldn't let him get away.
Yeah, you always have to stay prepared on the backside. Anytime you're going against Bijan Robinson, he's trying to run this to the right. Like most plays, it's taken away. He makes everybody miss, especially the safeties, when he has room to be able to use those lateral cuts. But the angle there by Perry takes it away on the backside. Really disciplined, good defense there by Joe Gillespie's bunch.
Yeah, that bunch has smothered the Longhorns running game. Robinson just 22 yards and his 11 carries so far. Roschon Johnson spells him. Worthy here on the screen. Heavy traffic, had a bunch of big bodies to block on the edge, but they get through them and knock him down.
Well, it's because they're flying to the football. You got a lot of white jerseys taking away any potential threat of getting behind that convoy because there's just too many guys to have to pick up. And you chase that back from the inside out with linebackers and defensive linemen. Who can make a play here? It's a huge 4th down.
Sarkisian down 10, rolling the dice here. They got to get to the Horned Frogs 40. Ewers, catch made, 1st down. That's Sanders, sure-handed that time. They needed it.
They rush 3. You're going to drop 8, makes the windows really tight. Ewers gets back, makes the read. He works around the receiver. Kind of created a pick there, even though it was zone.
Whittington again. He sparked this drive, the 25-yard gain now of the 4th down conversion. There's some rhythm finally.
There is, and you're getting some blocks. And I tell you, he's dangerous because of how physical he can be. 205 pounds. You get those 2 receivers out front. They're stock blocking. Eventually, you're going to stock block and then release. Pump fake to 16, or pump fake to 4, and then release 16 down the sideline to try to hit a shot.
They didn't come up quickly after moving the chains and play with tempo here. The play clock, by the way, is malfunctioning, being kept on the field at the moment. Keelan Robinson comes in motion, and they flip it in the flat. Another catch made right at the line there. Sanders knocked down by Johnny Hodges.
When Sark met with us yesterday, he and Coach Flood also mentioned that this is a defense, this 3-3-5 that Joe Gillespie runs. It's a little unorthodox. It's a little bit different. Everybody runs the 3 down linemen, the 3 linebackers, and the 5 defensive backs. Iowa State started it. Everybody has kind of picked it up. They said this one's a little bit unorthodox. We've got to be able to pick things up. They made a good point, foreshadowing themselves about how difficult this defense is to get ready for.
Defense has been really good after halftime. Shot to the end zone, and short of that is Sanders, who goes up and makes a catch. And you see why this guy was a 5-star tight end, heavily involved now.
Boy, how about the little move underneath the other big tight end? He gets behind him and then up in the air at 6'4" to make that play.
Roschon Johnson cannot escape, dropped behind the line. Once again, Miller Bradford joining that front. Johnson's a fiery guy. You can tell he's one of the leaders of this team. Talking to the big guys up front there.
He sure is. DJ Campbell in there. That's a great throw up high. The big body. Keep the defender away from the ball.
Off the play fake, Ewers backpedaling, flips to the end zone, over the head of Whittington there, and it's 3rd and goal now.
Boy, DJ Campbell, who is a backup center and backup guard, actually, is in this game because Hudson is out. Tried to make a block, pulling around to make a block. Put a lot of pressure there on Quinn Ewers.
What do you do here? 4 yards away from the end zone. Certainly Sarkisian off this drive. They've moved it 71 yards. Does not want to settle for a field goal attempt.
You got to find Sanders, the tight end. He's in line on the left right now.
And zipped too high. Trying to get it to Sanders again. 4th down.
I mean, I think he predetermined, like I predetermined, where to go because of how big of a target he is at 6'4" and how athletic he is. But TCU really tightened up once that ball got inside the 5-yard line. Started to win out front. No chance to run the ball in there. Had to throw the last couple, and even then, the timing off.
Bert Auburn, his hair color matches the jersey color, on for a chip shot to finally get Texas on the board. They were definitely thinking 7 in that drive. 12 plays to move it to 71 yards, but unable to execute inside the 5. So 10-3 TCU. Final minute of a very quick 3rd quarter. Curtis Wilson arrived in Austin when it's raining on Thursday. What's your mayhem moment today?
Well, we knew LSU and Arkansas would have a heck of a battle. LSU battled all game. Play of the game is Harold Perkins. The true freshman once again strips that ball and secures victory. Survive and advance. Everybody, including LSU and Brian Kelly, knew after an emotional win last week against Alabama, it'd be tough to get ready for an 11 a.m. local kick, but they get it done.
Burbo brings you the college football rankings. Georgia tonight is winning in Starkville pretty comfortably. It was kind of blowout Saturday for most teams in the rankings. Oregon, though, trying to hang on against Washington in Austin. It's a 4-point game there. So finally, the offense has come to life. Certainly a disappointment for Sarkisian and this offense. They have to settle for 3 there. But they made it a 1-score game again. And like so many games in this conference, this is going to come down to the 4th quarter. Probably the last possession or 2. Stone's kickoff is taken at the 5. Davis knocked down by one of his blockers at the 20. To Kevin Nagandi.
Chris, reminding our audience, our ESPN pay-per-view window has just opened, and there he is. Middleweight title fight coming your way, UFC 281. Israel Adesanya headlining it against Pereira. The match at MSG tonight. You can get it on ESPN Plus pay-per-view. Back to you guys.
I got so many friends who are fired up for that. Both your sons are fired up to watch that after the football.
Yeah, my kids love it. They got me into it. Now I'm starting to.
Me too. Yeah.
Get dialed in. Hopefully we can watch this after the game.
TCU protecting a 7-point lead. Kendry Miller's the back. He's got it. Miller's big scamper kind of electrified this offense. They waited a long time to get him loose.
And starting to get a much better push up front. That time Brandon Coleman. Leila, left guard. Nice double team there. Remember, it's good against good. TCU likes to wear down defensive line as the game goes into that second half. And Texas thinks their depth at defensive tackle is their strength.
Duggan chased again, and he'll be brought down near the line of scrimmage. Baron Sorrell has been a nightmare to block tonight for TCU.
Man, we came in thinking the defensive tackles were going to be disruptive, and these guys off the edges, led by Sorrell, have been the difference.
We had a scoring outburst, Kirk, in that 3rd quarter. 7 for TCU, 3 for Texas. The lead is 7. Final quarter coming up from Austin. Back after this message and a word from your local ABC station. In college football, final quarter begins with a crucial 3rd and 3 for TCU. Duggan, trying to hit him on a slant, and Savion Williams was hit hard, and it's 4th down.
I think he felt the pressure coming from the inside from Jaron Thompson. See him working over. He senses that, he feels that. And even though he didn't get a hit to be able to hit him to separate him from the football, I think just his presence there may have impacted Williams trying to come up with that catch, and Thompson goes over to be looked at.
I thought it was a hard hit, but he just moved out of the way, and the play was effective, and that's a big stop for Texas, trying to get the football back with decent field position. They come after the punt again. Punter goes down. Flag comes out again. Jordy Sandy knocked to the turf the first time. It was a 5-yard variety,
it
not 15. It'll be a first down either way, as Sandy is slow to get up.
Yep.
Well, they blocked 3 punts this year, and obviously, Kirky, you felt like they liked their chances to block one tonight.
The kicker, number 0, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
It's Overshown. You saw Sarkisian saying the punt was tipped.
Yeah, that's what Texas is saying, that they got a finger on it. And I mean, they're coming free. No wonder they think they can block one. No one's picking them up. 2 guys come free. Overshown in the safety there, Crawford. See if they got a finger on this. Boy, Overshown, no, did not. So Sark and Tim Banks, the special teams coordinator, they roll the dice, and it backfires.
Instead of aiming for where his foot and the ball would be, though, they came too close to the punter again, and that is another costly penalty for Texas. Their first of the second half, but their 7th tonight.
And again, seeing that replay, you can see why they thought they had a chance from that right side of that punt team. For whatever reason, they've been allowing guys to come free, and 3 different times they came close. The risk there ends up backfiring.
Longhorns get a stop. Now they got to go back on the field. Horned Frogs with the ball at the 42. DeMercado plows straight ahead. Neither defense should really be gassed. Not a high number of snaps by either offense tonight.
No, but when you're a defense late in the game like this, in a 1-possession game, and you do your job, you get the offense off the field, and then it's a roughing the punter, and now you're getting water, you're high-fiving each other, and you got to go back out. It can be disheartening.
No doubt.
Got to show some maturity and handle that.
There are games in this league, though, when it's 90 degrees and they're playing up 95, 100 snaps on defense. It's a cool night. Duggan on the edge. 2nd time tonight he's made a positive play with his feet. It's a first down at the 43 before Terrence Brooks knocked him out.
Yeah, he came in. He hit him right before he got out of bounds, but he's reading Sorrell in the end. Collapses down, gets a block right there on the nickelback Barron, and now he's finally got some room. They like to sprinkle this in with the QB run just enough to make the linebackers and safeties have to have their eyes on 15 and be aware of it, and it can open up some one-on-one opportunities in their passing game, especially to Quentin Johnston, who's not had a big night, but when he gets one-on-one, they'll get him the ball.
DeMercado has a little crease. It almost ran through a tackle all the way to the house. Jalen Ford, their best defensive player this season, just got him down.
Now you're seeing a great push by this offensive line. Wow. They opened that up. Got up to the 2nd level, which they've not been doing a very good job of tonight. That time they did.
Duggan had time. Now is flushed and throws it away. Chased by Sweat again.
Good man coverage downfield. Couple extra safeties there, just kind of hanging around, robbing. Nothing there. It's really all Duggan could do there. He tried to give it a chance. Just throw that ball away. Give yourself a chance now on 2nd and 3rd down.
Zipped into the corner and it's just dropped. That was the freshman Jordan Hudson. Put his eyes upfield before collecting the football.
Yep, showed his youth there. So again, some of these defenders, they don't get there, but they're coming in so fast that they affect the eyes of the receivers. We saw it earlier on a third down play before the roughing of the punter, and then that time Overshown getting out there so quickly. I think that's what made Hudson start to peak.
3rd and 10. Maybe looking at 2 plays to get these 10 yards. They're very much in fringe field goal range for Griffin Kell. Texas brings pressure. Duggan backpedals, lofts to the end zone, wide open. Johnston, touchdown. A confused Texas secondary left the elite receiver wide open. 31-yard strike.
Confused is the right word. The safeties, I think, aren't on the same page. Watch the safety in the back end. They're disguising pressure here, and then that ends up dropping. Now watch the safety in the back end. Right here is the confusion. Go to the post. The safety doesn't go with him. Had no idea that Johnston snuck in behind him because his eyes were in the wrong place.
And credit Kendra Miller. He did a nice job picking up the blitz there to give his quarterback the chance to find the wide open receiver. That roughing the punter penalty is absolutely crucial as TCU stretches the lead to 17-3. How do you leave the top 10 pick alone? That's what they're wondering here in Austin.
Just to go back, Barron is showing blitz, which would normally mean he's going to be in man-to-man coverage, but Barron shows the blitz, and then he comes out of it. He goes into man-to-man mode. He thinks he's got the inside receiver locked up, so his eyes are on the receiver, and then he realizes, wait, do you have Johnston? Do I have Johnston? And then nobody has Johnston on the back end. So you're saying, how in the world do you leave him, of all people, free in the back end? It's a bust in coverage that time. Anthony Cook just not on the right coverage, and it cost him.
And from a yard deep, Dylan Robinson has the edge, really patient return, and he sets Texas up in TCU territory as they have a 2-touchdown deficit to make up for. That's huge.
Yeah, they set up a great wall here, start in the right corner, make it look like you're coming down the right side, and then come all the way back with that design wall, and then he lowers his head like he's in a track meet. I thought he might get to the corner, but a good job of forcing him back inside, but a big return for Texas, down 17-3.
52-yard return from the third back in this roster, a guy who came from Alabama, and he's made a huge contribution on special teams. Pretty good receiver. Has done little as a ball carrier this season. Texas tonight has done very little running the football. Ewers took a long look and then finally tucks it and takes about 3 yards.
Chris, this is the play we were talking about. You throw it out to Winnington, you throw it out here, you try to get these guys to think, oh, these receivers are just going to block us again. Let's get lulled to sleep. Nope, they don't. Right in position there.
Another throw to the edge. And knocked down there is Tate Barber, about 1.5 yards short of the marker. Finally, a very comfortable third down play for Texas. Kirk, they are 0 for 10 tonight converting. Wow. This is more like it for Sarkisian. Bijan Robinson, and still waiting for him to make an impact play tonight. The hyper-talented back does move the sticks, though.
Yeah, he's only his 12th carry of the night and has not had one of his special nights, obviously 29 yards. But the battle up front has been favored to TCU.
Again, Barber on the edge, dodges a tackle, and Texas picks up about 7 there.
You know, you go this hurry up. Young quarterback, looks like he's more accurate. He's not thinking as much, getting into more of a rhythm, more of an aggressive attack mode. TCU more on their heels. Now they slow things down.
It's been very hard to get Ewers in the comfort zone tonight, hasn't it? On the move, looks to throw back to his left, flips it short, And catch made by Sanders. Bijan Robinson came out of the backfield. It was open deep.
Yeah, it was a touchdown. He just missed it. Perfectly designed. When I saw him rolling right, I thought, okay, he's going to roll out here because he wants to go to the wheel route down the sideline. Really sells it hard to the right. Gets exactly what he wants in a one-on-one matchup, and then he doesn't take it. Look at that in the background.
You got the talented player on the Texas team, what Johnston is for the TCU offense, and he was 15 yards open.
Guy man-to-man, and he fell.
So a missed opportunity. Texas set up with first down at the 20. Yours for Worthy, and a flag comes out. There was hand fighting with Hodges, Tomlinson, and Worthy that time. There's going to be a flag on TCU.
You got to go to one of your go-to guys on the perimeter. Worthy's had a quiet night. Heck of a matchup with Hodges, Tomlinson.
Either defense is a stranger to pass interference calls. Haven't seen many tonight, though.
Sark knows his best players have to make plays with a game on the line.
Pass interference, number 1. Defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic. First down.
What hurt him there, Chris, is his head went down, and he makes contact. You know, at that point, the official's going to make an easy pass interference call.
So first and goal at the 5.
Can they punch it in? Remember, they get down here. It's not easy to run the ball against this defense.
Try to throw it to the end zone, and the fastball zipped to Whittington.
Well, that's the shortstop in his background. We said, boy, if you've been working with a quarterback coach, you know, Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers, that sidearm angle that you have, he's kind of like, no, not really. Just play baseball and just kind of how I throw.
I was talking to Tom Ramsey, the ex-UCLA quarterback. He said quarterbacks used to be catchers in baseball. Now they're all shortstops,
yeah, it's
right?
a shortstop. It's that arm's coming across the body on the follow-through.
Second and goal. He drops the snap and has to just fall on it as Shad Banks came flying in, and another misfire in goal-to-go position.
How did he get that ball back? I mean, a perfect snap. Ball hits the elbow of Bijan Robinson. I cannot believe he got that ball back, but the ball hits Robinson's elbow.
He lost 6 yards, and now in third down. Lob to the end zone. Incomplete. Bud Clark came over and made the play to knock it away from Whittington, and it's fourth down.
And they struggle again inside the 5. Bud Clark comes over, makes the play. Almost comes up with an interception. Good job of breaking on the ball from the middle of the field to get out there.
Backup safety from Louisiana. And now down 14. Ewers, a couple of deep breaths. Can they find the end zone here on fourth down?
It moves Sanders to big tight end. Flex him out.
Keelan and Bijan Robinson in the backfield. Lob to the end zone. He tried to get it to Sanders in heavy traffic. Well, Bierzer knocked it away. That was about 4 horned frogs surrounding the tight end, and Texas is stopped.
And again, I think that's just, like I said, I just circled him. You're going to work him across. I don't know what the read is here, but look at the coverage. You got 2 or 3 different TCU defenders there. That would have been a miraculous play, but a good job of knocking that away.
The Venture X Card.
Saturday Night Football on ABC is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Go back to the missed opportunity before that fourth down stop. Bijan Robinson sliding out on a wheel route. Take a look at this. The defender, Kamara, right here falls. And look at the quarterback. Plenty of time to see that, and instead checks it down. And they missed that chance.
2 goal-to-go situations for Texas here in the second half. They come over with a total of 3 points. Kendre Miller knocked down. And, of course, you get the best back in America. Your first and goal at the 5, Kirk, and you do nothing but throwing completions from that point. I know folks here would question, why not give Robinson a chance? I know it's been tough to run tonight.
Well, you're running into a wall of linebackers, so I tip my cap to TCU. I don't question Sark in the play calling. He doesn't want to. He knows how good his back is. He don't want to run into a wall of defenders. They cannot run the football. You got two true freshmen getting pushed around up there and linebackers that are sprinting downhill. That's tough.
Second and short, and the Horned Frogs protecting this 2-touchdown lead will move the chain. That's important in the final 9 minutes. Holly?
Well, Kendre Miller has been running well tonight for TCU, especially in the second half. He was not a highly recruited guy. UTSA was really his only offer before TCU. He said, I didn't know how good I could be, but the guys here at TCU, they believe in me, they're teaching me, and I feel like I have a lot to give. We've seen that so far tonight from Kendre Miller.
We sure have, Holly. He gives every week. 11 straight games now with a touchdown. So steady. 131 yards, 7.3 per carry tonight against this Texas defense. DeMarcado spelling him. He's got the football, and he breaks free. They're starting to get chunk yardage now with their running game.
Again, this is what they pride themselves on, is big offensive line starting to wear down any defense. We talked about this being good against good, and these last few possessions, got to give a lot of credit to the interior of this offensive line with these double teams, and they're finally getting up to the backers to be able to give these backs some room to run downhill.
How about that? 5 yards rushing before halftime, 135 since then. And every time they can run the ball and get ahead of the 6 and move the chains for another first down, Texas' chance of mounting a comeback dwindle.
Not to mention, you know it's coming. You know, it's almost like a 4-minute offense mentality. The defense knows you're going to run. You got to be able to run. Got to get those first downs. Got to work the clock.
TCU touchdown underdogs tonight, despite that number 4 ranking. See, Kendre Miller looked at Sonny Dykes perfectly okay with that. This is a very strong statement. This will be the most impressive thing they've done so far this season.
Absolutely.
To get to 10-0 by winning in this place where Alabama had to hold on for dear life. And Texas hadn't lost another game at home this year. Texas a lot harder to beat in this place than they are in the road.
And I think it's a feather in the cap because of the style of football. The first half, this was a hard-hitting, physical, defensive game. It wasn't just sloppy offense. It was good defense. I think people around the country that haven't seen TCU play see what's at stake for this team and Sonny Dykes in his first year. I think they probably gained a lot of respect for the brand of football. This isn't just wild Big 12 air raid football that can't get tough at the line of scrimmage. You saw a lot of toughness tonight from TCU.
Absolutely. You saw what was at stake there. They can clinch a spot in the Big 12 championship game, which is at AT&T just down the road in Arlington in early December. But they can get closer to that playoff spot. Oh, Johnson had it right on the number 1, and it bounced away. That was for a first down. Now it's 4th down.
Yeah, you don't see this very often. A great move to kind of stutter step, get to the inside. I thought Jaron Thompson may have had enough time there to be able to see that ball come out of his hands. He was ready to try to hit him. That ball bounces out. If he had his head up there, that would maybe have had a shot at least to make a play on the ball.
It was a gift to Texas when they needed one because they're going to get the football back here.
Yep. And it stopped
6 minutes to play. All eyes on Jordy Sandy. They don't come anywhere near him. They say 15 yards away from the punter that time, and the fair catch is made at the 25. They've learned. Took them a while, but they've learned
the hard way.
It's Walmart's Black
Fansville studio update to Eugene. 34 all. Bo Nix hurt. Noah Whittington on 4th and 1 slips, and Washington gets the big stop, and then Peyton Henry 43 yards to give them the lead. 37-34. Knicks back in this game under 40 seconds to go, down by 3. Chris Kirk, back to you.
Kevin, thank you. Huskies just made a sack, so they're going to go on the road and in a very hot-blooded rivalry win in Autzen. That'll be huge. Ewers flips it over the middle, and the catch is made by Whittington. Takes a big shot after the catch. They move the ball to the 45.
Good ball there by Ewers, and Whittington becoming his go-to guy here these last few possessions. A lot of them out quick on the edge. Yards after catch, that time downfield.
Pitch on the sideline again, and incomplete. That was Tariq Milton backing up and stepped out of bounds before he caught it.
Yeah, not a real good feel there at all. He just kept backing and backing and backing until finally he was out of bounds.
Still a flicker of hope for Texas. The quicker they can reach the end zone, if they can for the first time tonight, the better the chances.
And again, in college football, where the clock stops, whether you're out of bounds or first downs, I mean, you just got to get some shots downfield.
Three-man rush, lots of time. Ewers just drops the ball and then falls on it back at the 37. That just sums up his night.
Yeah, just lost his footing. I mean, they're only rushing three. They're playing some man underneath, good coverage downfield. He just lost his footing.
It's artificial surface, not easy to do that down there.
Like Joe Gillespie is having a heck of a night as a defensive coordinator. He's got to be really proud of the scheme and the effort by this defense.
3rd and 17. Ewers. Another slip there by Whittington. He didn't make the catch. It's ruling it a catch, just a yard short of the marker, so it'll be 4th and short here. Texas will have a chance to keep hope alive if they can convert it. That didn't look like a catch from that angle. I'll have another look at that for sure.
I'm surprised they're going to buzz down and bring that back.
Replay's just buzzed.
Yeah,
that's skipped
under further review.
That'll be an incomplete pass.
In no way they could quick snap that time. Gene Semko, the replay official for this Big 12 crew, and it's going to be 4th and long after the reversal.
You wonder why the ball was underthrown, because he has such a big arm, but late blitz, but it's just getting a good push from the inside and not really able to get into that throw, and comes up short.
This will be the quickest, easiest review they've had of the season, you'd think.
Yeah, Bill saw it in 5 seconds. Billy, not bad.
So instead of 4th and 1, Kirk, it's going to be 4th and 17. Kind of a must convert to have a chance. Goodyear blimp above DKR, providing the aerial coverage, celebrating the challenge of road games everywhere. Are you ready for the road? Goodyear, more driven. TCU ready for this road test tonight. The defense has traveled. This defense has had its best game of the season. It hasn't always been this stout, this strong, this suffocating at all. They didn't look like some of those vintage TCU defenses when Patterson was the coach, but they've come up huge tonight.
Incomplete pass. It'll be 4th down.
You're right about that. I think during breaks and at the half, we were kind of marveling at both these defenses, and TCU continuing to play that defense. Texas had a couple plays where they had a bust in coverage for a touchdown to Johnston. They lost a gap, and we saw Miller hit a big touchdown run. But TCU has been sound all night long.
Here we go. Ewers needs some magic here on 4th and 17. And he will just launch downfield into traffic. And that was Sanders going up for it. And it's picked. Hodges, Tomlinson, 2nd pick tonight. They really didn't complete.
Yeah, it looked like he had it. And then he ends up high point to ball, try to locate the ball, comes down.
Hit the ground,
ball comes out.
So TCU will take over. 4:46 to go. 12 fans, Big 12 now on ESPN Plus. You get 50 men's hoops games, 200 women's hoops games, other sports, and select conference championship events. ESPNplus.com/Big 12 now. And TCU closing in on securing one of the 2 spots in the Big 12 championship game. Of course, they just don't have divisions. It's just the top 2 teams, and TCU thinking well beyond that. They have a game against Baylor on the road next week. Baylor got blasted tonight by Kansas State. Wow. Would be in good position to be the other team in that conference championship game. Then they host Iowa State. And the Cyclones with the down year, but they have beaten them 3 years in a row. It was last year, but they blasted the Horned Frogs.
And I think Sonny Dykes will be dealing with psychological aspect of just trying not to listen to the noise, because a lot of people after this, they're going to be saying, okay, they're locked to beat. You saw what Kansas State did to Baylor. They're going to blow out Baylor. They're going to blow out Iowa State kind of noise, and they just got to keep playing football the way they are tonight.
The Texas loss opens the door for K-State to control their destiny. Even the Longhorns would have the head-to-head tiebreak. Who knows what Baylor's going to do to respond? They were, I mean, humiliated on their home field. TCU Baylor is a nasty old rivalry, but the committee certainly gave TCU respect. Moved them from 7th up to fourth, and Sonny Dykes had no complaints. He was pleasantly surprised at that.
And if you're a TCU fan, the great news is you don't need any help. You don't need any subjective analysis. You keep winning football games, you'll be exactly where you want to be.
4 undefeated teams coming into today, and all 4 going to make it through. Ohio State convincing, Georgia as you'd expect, Michigan blasting through another victory.
Of course, Ohio State, Michigan play in a couple weeks. One of them will lose and fall behind. And TCU, if they keep winning, there's no issue. There's nothing to spook them. Nobody's going to come in. What about if?
You know they're skittish. They're still skittish, thinking they're going to find a way to get excluded.
What about LSU? What can
you tell them to relax? Win out.
If they win,
yeah.
You know, and we were talking this morning. What if they keep playing and they were to lose a close one and they win the Big 12? You know, what if they lost to Baylor and they won the Big 12 and they're 12-1? You know, there's some people that still would say, depending on what happens around them, you could maybe still make a case for them.
I think they'd be very uncomfortable with a loss.
They just keep winning, and there's no discussion for TCU. But you got to still. It's not like it's a given. Still got a long way to go. You got to deal with the pressure. That's what makes November so exciting and early December.
No doubt, but they played tight a week ago at home against Texas Tech. They played solid tonight, although Duggan just drops the ball. It's scooped up by the Longhorns. Jahdae Barron with a scoop and score. A shocking play, and Texas still has life. Wow. We're talking about TCU in the playoff and just win, and just like that, this thing has changed with 4:25 to play.
Nobody got penetration and knocked that ball loose. I thought maybe it was a bad. It all happened so fast. I thought maybe it was a bad snap. I thought maybe a defender got in there. I think they you know, on the mesh, they just lost the football.
Barron had a rough game against Oklahoma State and then bounced back strong against Kansas State. It's a big play. The first touchdown for Texas tonight comes from the defense.
You know, sometimes
52 scoop and score.
Sometimes on a mesh point, you know, you worried about who's going to take it and who has it. And here, there's nobody that gets in there. It's just a simple, tries to pull it, can't get it out of there. Then he dives to be able to get it just to secure the football. And a guy who's had a huge game for Texas, Barron, who's been blitzing and making tackles and doing a good job in coverage. And here's that exchange. Eyes on his read. He's done it a million times. See, when you put that ball in there in a zone read, the back and the quarterback don't know who's going to have it until you make the read on 88.
Yeah, he saw him coming late, didn't he? Right at the back, and decided to change his mind.
Tried to pull it out of there, and the ball pops loose.
Had a great chance to recover it himself, but Duggan just knocked it free. And a lot of the crowd has headed out of here, but all of a sudden the complexion, wait, turn around, get back in here. There's hope.
They heard that crowd noise. They turned right around.
Wow, so Duggan, still protecting a 7-point lead. Got to take a couple deep breaths as a quarterback, Kirk. Just kind of go back to work.
Yep.
Try to grind it out in the ground and get out of here.
So Texas, of course, used a couple of their timeouts. They're now down to one timeout.
And Stone boots it away into the end zone, and TCU will begin from the 25. Sunday NFL Countdown, interview with Stephon Diggs, Cowboys exclusive number 88 club, all access there. Monday night, Eagles, Commanders, division matchup at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific. The Manning cast is back this week.
Here you go.
Talked about, playoff pressure, you handle it well. I mean, that's just one of those mental mistakes. Those little decisions quarterbacks have to make in that kind of play, as you described.
Go back to that offensive line in this running game. Been getting good movement in the middle there.
And Miller kind of shoots out through a gap there for about 5.5 yards.
Yeah, he made Jalen Ford miss somehow right in the hole. I don't know how he got around him. talk so much about Bijan Robinson's ability to make people miss. It should have been a gain of about 2 or 3, but
it's a really good defender that he got through.
Sure
Ford's having as good a year as any defender in this conference. 2nd and 4. Miller again. That time he's smacked and dropped for a 1-yard loss. Sorrell again.
Sorrell is here. So much he's been in the game. He's been working out. This time he comes back to the inside. That blitz off the edge. He's able to work and use that leverage to the inside against the tackle, Andrew Coker.
So because they get a stop there and it's a 3rd and 4, Sarkisian elects to use his last timeout here on defense, hoping his guys can get the football back for Ewers to try to come up with a miracle here.
I mean, we were talking about TCU. And, I mean, Texas is down.
Can you blame us?
They're down to 1 timeout. Another timeout. This game's over, and that's what makes college football, the emotional part of it. Texas gets a break, and now we got a 3rd down play. And if they get a 1st down, the game is over, right?
I think they have a chance to run a lot of clock out, but I think Sark went all in on this stop right here by spending the timeout. He can't stop the clock again, and TCU would certainly just keep the ball on the ground if they could pick up the 4 here. So you throw it and just let number 33 try to make it with his legs. Throw high, caught by Johnston, and it's a 1st down. The big fella goes up and uses that height and length, and the Frogs move the sticks.
A double slant. Pick who you'd like to go to the inside, the Barber, or the outside to the big man. Of course you're going to go to the big man, Johnston. It's 6'4". He knows exactly what he just did. Uses his body to secure the ball, make sure he is able to first catch the ball and then get across that 1st down marker.
Coming back to action with that ankle sprain. Kind of a quiet night, with the exception of that touchdown reception. He was left alone by the Horned Frogs. 3 catches for 66. That was an important one, though. Clock inside of 3 minutes. And bulldozing ahead is DeMarcado. Another 1st down. They're near midfield.
And Texas there just trying to tackle the football. But again, they get behind that big offensive line. Trying to get the hands on the ball. There's Cook. He just throws Cook down. Eventually, Ryan Watts has to make the play, the corner.
Still don't see the play clock functioning here and being kept on the field. It's been out of commission in the 2nd half. One-yard gain. Not have to snap it till about 1:30 remaining now on 2nd down.
DeMarcado and Miller just holding on to that football, especially after what just happened. Good look there at Garrett Riley, brother of Lincoln Riley, calls the plays here.
33 years old.
Young guy, man. Man, when we zoomed with him yesterday, I felt like we were talking to Lincoln. Same mannerisms, same looks.
Says they never talk football, though, the 2 brothers.
I got to feel
not during the season, anyway.
Right.
So they're using all of the play clock, and banging forward is Miller, and he's 1.5 yards from a 1st down that would surely clinch it. Check, that's DeMarcado.
Yeah, DeMarcado's been running the ball hard. And right now, you know, when you're a quarterback and a play clock goes down, you immediately keep your eyes on that back judge. And when his hands go up into the air, it's kind of like basketball. There's 10 seconds left at that point. And then he starts like basketball. You know, he starts to move his hands and give you down to the 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. So he's tuned into that. See him way back here in the back.
Sounds like you might have played a game without a play clock once in a while. Did you?
Yeah, it happens from time to time. Now he's counting it out.
And Mercado, he's been a good complimentary runner to Kendra Miller tonight, and that's a first down, and it'll be victory formation. And TCU is going to come in here as an underdog and beat Texas and get to 10-0. It's Dominic D'Annunzio, the tight end, who's limping off, and so only Baylor in Waco, Iowa State in Fort Worth stand in the way of a perfect regular season, then to AT&T for the conference championship game to play for a playoff spot.
Which you know, on paper could be Kansas State right now after their impressive win against Baylor. But if you're just seeing this scoring, you're look at TCU 17-10. If you watch this whole game, you will earn more respect for TCU for the way they played tonight than maybe any game that they played up to this point. They met the physicality. It was a low-scoring defensive game, kind of out of their comfort zone, and they answered the call with two big plays on the ground and through the air to get to a couple touchdowns to win this game. Wasn't pretty, but it was physical and it was effective.
And they beat a ranked team for the 5th time this season. I think it's well said. You know, Texas, you know, a very talented roster, a tough team to beat at home, and TCU came in here and did it. You saw Max Duggan a little bit deflated, didn't like that he made that mistake, resulted in a scoop and score, kept Texas in the game. For Quinn Ewers, it was a frustrating night. Just 171 passing yards, had the interception. To Holly, Sonny Dykes.
Well, Coach, a huge win on the road against a vaunted program in Texas, and you clinch a date to the Big 12 championship. How did your team progress so hard?
Really proud of the guys. I mean, they really played hard in the second half. We had the bad fumble happen. Obviously, the Max had that ball fall out, and our guys grinded it out. I mean, we did what we've done all year. You know, we found ways to win a ball game. You know, we played physical football. We were able to run the ball when we needed to, and then our defense played lights out today. So, really proud of our guys and showed a lot of guts tonight.
Your offense has gotten so much of the attention, and deservedly so, but your defense was show-stopping. How did they do that?
You know, we stopped the run. I mean, that was the biggest thing. When you play these guys, you got to stop Bijan, and we were able to figure out ways to do it. And, you know, our defensive staff, Joe Gillespie and those guys did a great job. Really proud of them, and our guys played hard. So it's fun to watch.
You have history on this field. Your dad coached here. You've been here since you were a kid. How much does a win here mean to you?
Yeah, I'll enjoy it a little bit. Right now, I'm still trying to process it all, but yeah, I mean, it's obviously a big win for our program, and you know, special for my dad. I wish he was still here to see it, but big win for us, and like I said, proud of our guys.
Thank you so much, Coach.
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
And here's Max Duggan, who had a couple of tough runs. Max, things got interesting late in this game. What went wrong on the mesh, and what did you think in your mind when you see the guys running the other way?
Yeah, I think I just got a bad mesh. That was on me, but you know, lucky enough to be surrounded by a lot of great people to bail me out. O-line, defense, you know, guys just doing their job and bailing me out, and you know, made it kind of close at the end, but you know, surrounded by great people.
You came back with a huge 3rd and 5 throw to Quentin at the end. How did you complete that play and kind of run the clock out to win this thing?
Yeah, in that moment, you know you're going to get pressure, you know you're going to get man, and you know, you just go be confident. You do it every single day. You go to guys like you that you know you trust, that you know they're your best players, and you know, give him a shot, and you know he makes big plays in big moments.
Max, you've been through so much at TCU. You've lost your starting job. You've had heart surgery. Now you're into the Big 12 championship game, and you're 10-0. How do you describe your resilience?
You know, it's been a lot of ups and downs, but you know, I'm surrounded by great people, and you know, I'm grateful to be at TCU with these great people.
Thank you so much. 10-0. How does that sound?
It's a lot of fun, but you know, we got a lot of work to do left.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, 10-0 sounds good, but 13-0 would sound a lot better. He has been through a lot. He's shown his resilience, and he had to tonight. And Sonny Dykes got a little emotional there, talking about his father, Spike, legend at Texas Tech. I think he thinks about his dad and gets emotional with moments like this. And he talked about his history on this field, running around, playing as a little kid, and now comes in here, and it's a huge win for his program to take down Texas tonight and get a big step closer to where they want to go.
Yeah, like I said, I think there are people around the country that really were looking forward to seeing Duggan. There's Gary Patterson.
Wishing you and Mississippi a lot of all well.
He recruited pretty much everybody on TCU's roster.
Yeah, very tight relationship. But like I said, I think a lot of people around the country want to see TCU. They're up to number 4. Maybe you haven't seen them play. You got a chance to see them tonight. I, for one, walked away even more impressed with this team because of the way they had to fight a different fight. It wasn't their kind of game. They've been challenged, but a lot of times they've been challenged when they had to score a lot of points to come back and win games, a back-and-forth kind of shootout type of game. We thought we'd see that. We didn't. It was a roll up your sleeves, get pounded in the face, who responds to it kind of game, and the Horned Frogs did. So tip your cap to them. They could keep winning. Still, like Max Duggan said, long way to go.
They hold Texas to 199 yards. Yeah, UT didn't execute well. There were some drops and some penalties, some overthrows, but credit the Horned Frogs defense. They earned this victory tonight on the road to take a step toward the promised land and the school's first ever college football playoff bid. With the committee and perhaps some skeptics watching, the Horned Frogs come to Austin and get it done. 17-10. Game produced by Bill Bonnell, directed by Derek Mobley. And for Holly, Bill, Kurt, their entire crew. So long from Austin, except on the West Coast. Stay tuned for your local news.